What's good? It's your boy Carcino here, and if anybody remember the iconic RUNDMC, all you gotta do is play anything from them. It's pretty much legendary, but it almost never was early. What happened was when they did Suck MCs and all that, but when they did Kings of Rock, and King of Rock was like everywhere. We the King of Rock, ain't no line. When, because first off, brothers fight all the time. Let's get that assessed right now. They fought over a shirt before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they do. Brothers fight. And Run and Russ used to fight a lot. And Russ always won. So, Run was the hot-head brother who thought he knew everything, and he always wanted to be Russ. That was he was trying to be. He was always in competition to be Russ. And Russell Simmons dropped out of college in his senior year, which I rated the father to no ends. So, once he rated the father to no ends, he just like, look, you gonna corrupt your brother and, lead him down the wrong path, and both of y'all gonna be out there just screwed up. So the father was always teaching them and preaching to them the right way to do things, and he just felt like, well, you're a man now, so, I ain't finna take care of no grown man. So if you gonna do that and waste our money sending you to college, drop out in your senior year, then go ahead and do your own thing. So that's what he did. Now Russ was out there in the streets doing what he had to do with the club promoters, and getting into some things, and he smoked a little, did a little extra, and he was known for it, and Ron got disrespectful one time because he checked Ron. Ron brought up the fight, called him a sherm, something, and they got in a fight then. There was one time, once they blew up, when King of Rock was out, and Ron was really feeling himself. Like, he was on an emotional high at this point. And he was so, like, over the top. I'm Run, you ain't, and blah, blah, blah. He was just so extra that day that Russ, a lot of people felt Russ got jealous and had to keep him in check and try to check him to let him know, like, look, it's my show. I still Russell Simmons, running RUNDMC. And there was a lot of people there, a lot of important people there. People that signed checks, they were there, and there was some artists there, and you can't really front your artist off in front of somebody like that. So he wanted to take it to the back and talk to him. That's what Ron was like, look, man, Russ don't, like, man, he was treating him short because he wanted Russ to stop. And D tried to get in there and intervene, and it turned into a scrum where he shoves Run, and Run swings on him, because he had no choice. You can't just do that, and that would destroy the group. And right when they were feeling comfortable with being RUNDMC, this happens. He's, man, Russ, man. It's Russell, man. You don't want to see us make it, man. I told you. And screw it, man. I'm through. I'm just, man, me and D, and we just gonna do our own thing. And that's where the conflict came in at. And RUNDMC, they didn't sign with Def Jam. I think they got a deal with Profile Records. And their deal came in. Russell ended up managing them. They ended up becoming the manager. They were going to sign with Def Jam at one point, but it wasn't really there yet to sign with Def Jam. So they kind of push that narrative to be like, we're in demand right now, so we gonna sign this profile deal. Russell could be the manager, and it'll go that way. But we're not gonna be on Def Jam Records. We gotta make the money over here. So Russ is like, I'll make my money from management and pool it over into Def Jam. So that's all it was, maneuvering. But the actual problem was, once King of Rock was out and all this momentum they had, and Run and Russ didn't talk. So after this scrum, it was like ego was bruised. So both sides felt like they were right in the instance, and Run was like, I don't need him. I'm done. I don't need Russ. So once that was in play, that's leaving DMC and Jay out. And Jay, they talking to Run like, yo, you need to squash this thing with your brother, man, so we can get back to doing what we do, and everything is cool, because everybody looking at it like you might have been right, but the way you handling it is wrong. So y'all need to come together and squash this thing so everything can go back to business. And it was Curtis Blow that brought everybody back together and squashed it. And they was like, look, we ain't finna come in here and let some industry stuff split us up. This ain't us. This ain't how it worked. So he got down to what the problem was, and they fixed it. That's how people did things back in the day. They talked things out, and they got it all resolved, and people realized the egos was bruised, and that was it. And love was love. So Run had took a stand. Like, look, I'll lead a group. It could just be DLC. And Russ say things that he don't mean. Like, I could just make the group with DMC and just replace you. Nah, it ain't gonna matter. Talking about he owned the name Run DMC. It was crazy. Nobody would have been willing to do that, because Curtis Blow was producing most of the records, and he was like, look, I ain't with this no more. So before Jay was producing, Curtis Blow was producing most of the tracks. So the scene you see in Crush Groove is based off actuality. They got into an argument over a girl before. It wasn't She Leave. And I don't know if that scenario ever happened, but they had an argument over a girl named Monica. That was one of Russell Simmons' chicks. She was a little booster chick. But that was so minor. You know what I'm saying? It was like Russ came and maneuvered her from Run, and Run was involved with her for a little bit, or liked her, and he was mad at Russ for trying to do that. They never had a real fist fight over her, just argument about it. Argument about being a snake and all that stuff. That's typical brother stuff. So to answer your question, the guy who asked about Run DMC, they ever have any beefs with anybody? He did. I remember DMC punched a guy. What was there at a bar in either New York or whatever? Somebody got up on his face about something, and I think he was drunk, or might not have been drunk, but the guy got punched. I don't know what the argument was about, but yeah, I heard about it. Here's the thing. These guys were the icons of the game. They didn't really do too much nightclub scene unless they were paid to be there. They went to when they were going to the clubs back in those days, it was not like it is now. It was full of people who knew better. You know what I'm saying? There was still a couple knuckleheads in here and there, but it wasn't at the high ratio it is right now. It's Knucklehead City. But yeah, RUNDMC ended up sticking together. So thank God for that. I'm out.